All right, well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your practice in the park. Tommy, I'll be guiding you through your practice. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't, please sign up for the email list. We've been putting out the e-blast. There's a lot of news coming up. So some of the new guys, I don't know if you signed up for the email, but we send it out like once a month. I know we're doing the Desert AIDS Walk next month. So great event out here that we're partnering with the Desert AIDS Project on, as well as Sunnylands is coming back. If you've never done that. Beautiful estate out there, lots of nature, and Kristen does a big yoga with like tons of people, probably spaced out a little bit more than in the past.
That's the only downside.
Yeah. Okay, so this morning we're going to target an area of the body that is usually very, very tight on most people. It's usually very shortened on most people from years of not lengthening. So the inner thighs. Inner thighs, the adductors. So they work to draw the knees into alignment with the legs into alignment with the hips. And when they're shortened, when they're tight, they can really throw a lot of things off. Your back, stabilizing your core, as well as your breathing, connected to the pelvic floor, the diaphragm. So opening those up, cracking those open a little bit, lengthening them out this morning. It's just going to really kind of hopefully help everything in this lower region of the body. So we're going to start on our backs this morning. I'm going to get into some of the hip flexors and those adductors, abductors. Go ahead and bring yourself down to the back. Then we'll bring the feet out to the edges of the mat and then just let the knees fall together. And just lengthen out through the neck, the spine. Just find yourself a nice, comfortable seat. Nice, comfortable spot, laying down. And the hands can be either face down or up. You can also put one hand on the heart, one on the belly. And as always, just connecting with that rhythm of breath in our practice. Take a soft inhale through the nose, over the back of the throat. Feel the chest lift off the mat. On that exhale, just begin to lengthen it out to a count of 4 or 5. Continue with the rhythm of your breath, continuing to find some space where you don't normally pay attention. So the sides of the ribs, drawing that breath into the back side of the body. As you tune into that rhythm of breathing, start to let go of any expectations for your practice today. Let go of any judgment that you might be bringing. Trying to focus on what we can do and less of what we can't do. Just celebrating our ability to move. Find some space. Find some pause today. Shifting from that judgment of self to observance of self. Just checking in with any tightness, tension you might be holding in the body, the face, the jaw, the throat, around the heart. Just let that go. And as you let that go, just see if you can replace that with that full breath. Calming and soothing, letting go. Listen to your body this morning. It'll let you know to rest, stay connected with that breath. Back off when you need to. Push yourself when you like to. All right, a few more cycles of breath here. And then we'll begin by parting the knees. We'll go ahead and bring the knees up into the chest. Go ahead and wrap around below the knees, the shins. Drop down the tailbone to the mat. Kind of feel the femur bones, the tops of the legs, pull into the hip sockets. So kind of squeezing the knees in, drawing the tops of the thighs in towards the ribs. And then just a little gentle rock side to side. Maybe you want to circle the knees, sort of stirring the heads of the femur bones here in the hip sockets. Getting some of that synovial fluid moving. And then keep the toes together and let the knees start to come wide. We're just getting warmed up. So focusing on those inner thighs. Begin to draw the knees down to the ground and kind of up towards the armpits as you just open up the pelvis slightly. Take a deep breath in here, right into the pelvis. Those inner thighs, just getting everything moving a little bit, waking up. Then go ahead and extend the left leg long. I'm going to do a half happy baby. So right heel up to the sky. Take the left arm out to a T. And then you want to draw that knee on the right side down towards the armpit. You start to open up that inner thigh. Flexing the toe. Deep breath into that hip, the inner thigh there. And rock a little bit side to side. Stir that heel a little bit wherever you like. Another big breath here. And then on the exhale, we're going to cross that right ankle over the left knee and then bring that left knee up into the chest. We'll thread the needle. So now working that outer hip. Begin to draw that left thigh in towards the chest. Feel that stretch on that outer right hip. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Another cycle here. So we're going to do a recline tree pose. So left leg's going to go long. You're going to keep that foot flexed. So draw those left toes towards the knee. And then we're going to bring that right heel in towards the inner thigh. You can also come down to the calf. So that left inner thigh is going to start to open up. Press the heel of your foot into the leg just as long as it's not on the knee. And then keep that left foot flexed like you're standing on the ground. So feel that inner right thigh fire up. Feel that belly start to fire up. Palms to heart center. Press the heels of the hands together. Or extend the arms up overhead. You'll feel the belly start to fire up a little bit more. Big breath into the belly, into that inner right thigh. Kind of nice doing this without the balance. Engage, wake up. One more cycle of breath here. And we'll let all that go. Take that same series to the other side. Right leg goes long. We'll take that half happy baby. So left heel up to the sky, flex the toes, and then draw that knee down towards the armpit. Right arm to a T. Then keep that right foot flexed. Opening up that inner thigh. Deep breath into the pelvis. One more breath here. Right, we'll go ahead and bend that right knee, left ankle across, thread the needle through, and begin pulling that right knee up, thigh towards the chest, stretching out outer edge of the left hip. One more cycle of breath here. And let it go. Right leg long and recline tree second side. Bringing that inside of the foot to the inside of the thigh, to the inside of the calf. And just letting that left hip fall open. Checking with the belly and then flex that right foot. Options with the hands to the heart. or extending up overhead. That'll turn on the belly a little bit more, kind of draw those low ribs down and in as they pop up. Firing up that inner left thigh. One more cycle of breath here. And let's go ahead and let it all go. All right, we're gonna make our way to tabletop. So you just roll off to the side. Maybe you want to roll up and down the length of the spine. Careful with the neck. And we'll set ourselves up. Shoulders over wrists. Hips over knees. Couple taps to the tops of the feet, wake up those anchors. And start get some spinal movement in those cat cows. Drop the belly down, tailbone up, gaze up, broad chest, nice breath in. And exhale, move the breath forward, gaze down in and step forward. Stretch out the scapula, space between the shoulders. Rock and roll with 4 breath. And of course, adding on anything you like here, shoulder, hip side to side, circles with the hips, whatever. Barrel rolls with the chest. Right. Take the right hand, bring it towards the face or towards the center of the mat. And then we're going to go ahead and extend the left leg back. We're going to come into a modified side plank. So we're going to turn that knee out so we kind of have a kickstand here. Nice and firm in that shoulder, so make sure you're not sinking down. Push up and out of that shoulder. Open up through the chest here. Left arm up. We're going to fire up that inner left thigh here and the belly. See if you can just pop that up here, maybe pulsing a little bit. If that's too intense, no problem. Just stay here. Otherwise, start to feel that inner thigh fire up. Pulsing a few times. Without a little bit in the low back as well. Core is working. Feeling that left shoulder open as much as you can. Stay for a breath or two. Bit of a balance trick. Go ahead and roll back down. Set yourself back up. Rock side to side. We'll take that same series to the other side. Take the left hand towards the center of the mat. Right leg back. And kickstand that left leg out. Roll that right shoulder open. Open the chest. Maybe the arm comes up. Fire up that inner thigh. Hold the arm. One more cycle of breath. Roll it on back over. Bring the hips back to center. Walk the fingertips forward. We'll take a child's pose. Let the knees go wide, toes to touch. Going to draw the hips back towards your heel. And then walk the fingertips forward, begin to sit down. Great stretch here for the inner thighs, the pelvis. Deep breath into the back, kidneys. On that exhale, just melt down through the heart space. And feel that connection with the forehead on the earth. Check in with any tension you're holding in the face. Just let that go. Soften the jaw and the throat. All right. Walk the fingertips back in just a little bit. Slide the legs back together. We'll tuck those toes. Make our way into first downward dog. Slide the hips up and back. Spread those fingertips nice and wide, and then check in with those triceps. We're going to roll the creases of the elbows forward towards the top of the mat, so you're zipping and pulling those triceps in. pedal out one leg at a time. You can shorten your stance, stretch out through the calves. Then on the inhale, come up to the balls of the feet, let the heels come up. Big breath in. On the exhale, begin to melt down through the heels and pull your heart back toward your thighs. Create a little bit more length in the back. Big breath in here. Big breath out. Right. Left leg goes up and back. Gonna stack and open those hips. Bend the knee and let that left ankle get heavy here. Big breath into the hips. Pause here for a breath or two. And then square that hip back to center. Left leg up and back. Deep breath in. On the exhale, bring knee towards nose. We're going to come into a lunge. First, stay in a high lunge before we drop down into the low lunge. So we have that ankle or knee over the front ankle. Also have your blocks here. Try to lengthen that spine. So the crown of the head all the way down to the tail. Nice long spine here. Draw the hips back a little bit as you press out to that right heel. That back right knee pulling up and in, so nice and stable. Opening the chest a little bit here. Deep breath in. And then on the exhale, lower down the back knee, untuck the back toes. Low lunge. Stay here or maybe begin to come up. Pressing that top of the thigh. Down through that tail and up to the crown and chest. Tap the arms to the left. Deep breath in. On exhale, palms come down. We're going to take it to a lizard pose. So heel toe that left leg to the outer edge of the mat. Palms come to the inside. Blocks here. Great. Pop the back knee up if you like, or keep it down. To keep that left knee pulled in towards that tricep. Stay here for a breath. Like, come down to forearms on blocks. Come all the way down on the mat on blocks. You want a little bit more opening. And roll to the outer edge of that left foot. Open up the inner thigh a little bit more here. Stay with the breath. And exhale, back to center. We'll heel toe that foot back towards the middle of the mat. Place the palms down, pop that back knee up, step all the way back to a plank pose. Pressing back through the heels, pulling up through the belly towards the spine. Pushing that floor away, so we're not sinking into the shoulder girdle. Deep breath here. On the exhale, let's lower down knees, chest, and chin. Come all the way to the belly. Take a low pose right here. Feel the chest up. Squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs. Press down to the top of the feet. Deep breath in. Low back, start to fire up a little bit. Exhale, drop the head and push yourself either right back into that plank or you can make your way back up through tabletop, back to down dog. Pause here for a breath or two. Big breath right into the center of the back. Exhale, let it go. Second side, right leg goes up and back. Let those hips open up by bending the knee. And rotate and open the hip. Exhale, square the hips back off. Right leg back up, deep breath here. Exhale, draw in knee to nose and push the floor away to find that space. Foot up there, stop low. Take your time, build the foundation. What's called high lunge first. Blocks, bring that ground up towards you a little bit more. Various levels to play with. Open up to the chest. Push back through that back heel. Draw the knee up. Stay for a breath. Exhale, lower down the knee, untuck your toes. Take it up to a low lunge. Palms at the knee. Fingertips up. Find some length in that torso. One more breath. And exhale down. All right. Lizard second side. Bring your blocks to the inside of you. You're going to heel toe the right foot out to the edge of the mat. Options here to stay low in the back knee or pop it up. That makes it a little bit more challenging. Hugging that right knee in towards that tricep. Explore whatever variation feels good for you. Sinking down in a little bit more. Maybe opening up that knee. A little bit deeper stretch. One more breath wherever you're at. If you're low, start to come up and out of it, nice and slow. You'll toe that foot back to the center of the mat. Props off to the side, palms down, step it back to our plank. Inhale here. Exhale back down with this. Big breath in. On the exhale, begin to walk the toes towards the hand. We'll take a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, press the thighs backwards as you reach forward with the trail. Nice flat spine, lengthen through the torso, find some space. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinge and fold. Grab for outer elbows, draw the elbows down, find some length in that low back. Bend the knees much. Ready. Release there one more time. Inhale, flatten out. And exhale, fold in. You're going to heel toe the feet out. Go ahead and grab a block if you need it. We're coming into Malasana. Now that's a troublesome pose for you. Two blocks are great. Toes pointed out, heels pointed in. Let's do a yogi squat. No expectations, no judgment. Feel those inner thighs start to fire up. You can be here and just using the inner forearms or outer arms, kind of open up through the hips. You can sink down a little bit deeper. Get those elbows on the inside, but we want to open the chest, open the hips, and root down through that tailbone. Hopefully we can feel that breath get a little bit bigger. Start circling down through the belly and getting into those inner thighs, pelvis. And psoas muscle goes up through those inner thighs and through the back. So once we start to release that psoas, we can start to calm that central nervous system. Here for another cycle of breath. Add on a little twist if you like. All right, palms back down. Bring the hips in. Come all the way down to a seat. Extend the legs out long. Continuing to work those inner thighs. Flex the feet so you're pressing out through those heels. Blocks can be in front of you here. Now roll the shoulders back. Maybe give yourself a little lift in the pelvis, then press out through the heels a little bit more. rolling those inner thighs open instead of having them close and shut, which we're so normally doing. Let's go ahead and bring the left hand to the inner thigh and just open up through that left inner thigh. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Back to center. We'll do that to the other side. Bring that arm to the inside. Use that leverage to open up the chest and open up that inner thigh. Those toes working, flex the feet. Gonna protect the knees. Take it back to center. Inhale to rise. Maybe exhale, you start to sink down just a little bit. You'll feel it. Your body will let you know as you start to drop down through the chest. We want to keep those thighs open as much as you can instead of the knees rolling in. Maybe you're using blocks here. Listen to your body. Maybe close the eyes. Slowly feel those inner thighs start to open and lengthen. It's definitely an area of the body. It takes a lot of time. Consistent practice. It's not going to happen overnight to just have these start to open and lengthen, but it makes a huge difference. All right, one more breath here. Exhale, let's let that go. All right, let's help the legs out here. So go ahead and reach underneath the knees, underneath the thighs. Kind of pull them in, help them out. You're gonna bring heels together, then bring your blocks to the outer edges, right underneath those knees and thighs. And use the same thing here. You can go high, go mid-range, whatever, adaptable to your body. Roll the chest open here. Grab for the ankles, grab for big toes with peace fingers. Then kind of rock your pelvis forward. So you open the chest and drop your tail. Notice how the breath is flowing. More cycles here. Soften those inner thighs. Exhale, let it all go. All right, wonderful. Blocks off to the sides if you have. We're gonna make our way up to standing any way that's comfortable for you. So you can cross your legs off to the side, you can roll yourself up. Let's come back to a standing position. Shake it out a little bit. Legs are probably talking to you, hips talking to you a little bit. All right, we're gonna come into a standing tree pose. Same muscles we were using before. Go ahead and root down into the left leg. Palms of the heel or heels of the palms together. Roll the shoulders up and back. And feel that low belly start to fire up and engage. Draw the right knee up and then open that hip. Help yourself out by pulling that heel into the inner thigh. You can be here on the inner calf, just not pressing into that kneecap. And also just be kickstand down. But we want to open that thigh. So feel that inner thigh muscle start to work. Keep the gaze soft. A couple feet out in front of you. Maybe you want to play with the arms a little bit. If you fall out, just come back into it. Arms up. It's going to be a little more challenging. As the gaze starts to come up, that's a little bit more of a challenge. Breath in. Arms are up, begin to bring them down. Let that leg go. We're just going to step open to a warrior two. Get that back leg open. And so I really want you, before you start to sink into that warrior two, pay attention to the feet. So we have a heeled arch alignment.
with that front heel all the way back to the arch. So take a look at the inner thighs, and you want to press into the big toe and the outer edge and open the thighs. So we want to roll them open here as much as you can, sinking down through that tail before we start adding the arms. Then add the arms. So roll the shoulders open, the thighs are rolling open, and then exhale, begin to sink down again. So you see a lot of warrior twos where the thighs are in, the chest is forward. We really want everything open up the front of the body. Deep breath in here. Let's take extended side angle. So elbow to knee, or elbow to block on the outside. Pull that top shoulder back and open. Take that top arm, bring it up in front of the face, and then over the ear. And same things with those thighs. Are they rolling in towards each other? Can you press into that outer edge of the back foot and just twist that knee open a little bit more? Belly working here. Stay for a breath. Use that core strength to draw yourself back up into warrior two. Reverse. Front arm comes up and over. Back hand slides down the leg. Take that top elbow and just pull it open a little bit more. Keep that chest open. Deep breath into the front side rib. One more breath here. Exhale, back warrior two. Going to turn the toes in, turn towards the side, and then pull the heels in. And we're going to come into goddess pose. So same thing. Roll those inner thighs open. Pull up through the chest, move down through the tail. Lengthen out through the tops of the thigh. Maybe a little side to side movement. Thighs are working. Add the arms if you like. Inhale up, and then cactus and squeeze the shoulders, open the chest a little bit more. Inhale, straighten the legs. Take a little break there. Arms come up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, down, squat. Those thighs rolling out. One more inhale, take a little breather. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale, up, back up. We're gonna turn the toes back in and heels back out. Big breath in. And exhale, hinge down, fold. Just let everything fall towards the earth. Have a little bend in the knees if you need to. Options with the hands can be on blocks, come down to forearms. If you want to deepen, you walk the fingertips back through the leg. Maybe begin to walk the fingers over towards one leg. Grab for the outer edge of the calf or ankle. Feel that inner thigh start to fire up on that side. Keep breathing. Back to center. Let's take that around the other side. Deep breath. Back to center. Walk the fingertips. Go ahead and bring the hands towards the hips. Use your core strength, not the weight of your head, to bring yourself back up. Turn towards the front of the mat. Step forward. Take it all out. Are you doing good? You hardly? It's sweaty. All right. That means it's working. All right. Same series, second side. Shift the weight over to the right foot. Palms together. Lower ribs, tuck them down and in. Just peel that foot up, draw the knee up, and then open up through the hip. Give yourself a little nudge, a little help wherever you're headed. Keep that gaze soft. Inner thighs working
Inner thighs working, stabilizing that core, stabilizing that low back, everything connected here. Options with the arms, options with the gaze. Fall out of it, just get back in. More breath. Slowly coming out. Release. Let it all go. All right, let's go ahead and open up Warrior Two, second side. Take your time. Same cues as before. Open up through those thighs as much as you can before you start sinking down in it. Press into that back edge of the foot. Turn that knee open so you're rotating, opening those thighs. Open the shoulder. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, begin to sink in. Check in with the arms. Are you leaning a little too forward? Pull yourself back into alignment. Big breath here. Extended side angle, second side. So options, elbow to knee, block, whatever feels good. Feel to open that back shoulder. A nice line of energy from the back edge of that foot all the way through the side ribs, up through the fingertips. A little draw up and in of your pelvic floor as well. Feel those inner thighs fire up. Stay for one breath. Use that core strength. Bring yourself back up, Warrior Two. And reverse. Slide it down. Open the front rib. See if that front knee is starting to close back up. Are they closing back up on you? Keep them open. Pause here, one more breath. Back to Warrior Two. And then we'll go ahead and turn toes back in. Inhale, open the body again. Hips come slightly forward. Big breath here. Exhale, fold down and in one more time. Let's take a twist here. We'll have the right hand in front of the face and be on a block as well. Use that leverage and go ahead and draw that left arm across the chest and open up. So use that leverage to twist and open the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Second side. Take your time for the transition. Inhale, open the chest. Stack the shoulders. And exhale, release. Hold in one more time. Let the head go heavy. Big breath right into the center of the back. Exhale, let it all go. You'll feel the feet in a little bit. Those thighs will break. Turn towards the top of the mat. Step yourself back home. Shake it out. Blow a little bit here. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale halfway, side back. Crown forward. Exhale, fold down. Plant the hands. Step all the way back to your plank. Options here. That knees, chest, chin, or if you want to take full chaturanga, you're leaning out over the wrist. Keep those elbows drawn in. Lower down. Take your back bend to the shoulders. Up dog, thighs are up. Also be back in that low cobra. Awesome. Back bend to the shoulder. And back to down dog. Great. Pause here for a breath or two. Child's pose, as always, available. Take what you need.
We're going to come into a pigeon series. If you know pigeon is a problematic pose for you, come onto your back and we'll do a thread the needle. Otherwise, left leg up and back. Big breath in. On the exhale, we're drawing that left knee to the outside elbow and then lay that leg across the mat. Take your time. Before you start sinking down, lengthen through that back leg. So work that thigh back. Make sure that leg is not cockeyed, straight. This is where I always give Leo a little help here on the blanket. I'm good? Like this? Yep. Okay. Or a blanket. Okay. I like a blanket. Yeah. All right. Up high, stay here. Sliding down to the tail. Opening up to that chest. Blocks. Good position here. Maybe you want to start to sink down. Forearms. Down to the front of the head. Pinching on that outer hip. Come back up. See if you can just soften here a little bit, right? It's kind of a tough thing to do. Feeling that intense pressure on that outer hip. Find a place where you can start to use fight. You might want to be up a little higher. Put that block under the hip. Take the breath into that left hip. See if you can let go and soften that. Here for 2 more cycles of breath. Take your time. One more cycle here. Low, start to come up and out of it. Take your time. Come up. Go ahead and tuck the back toes. Pop the back knee up. And then press the floor away so you find some space for that leg to come out. If you're super low, you're trying to just pull that leg out, you're going to get stuck. So push up and out of the shoulder. And then slide that leg back. Get a little bit of blood flow back in there. Work the leg around, stack open the hip, whatever feels good. All right, back to down dog. Take the right leg up and back. Big inhale here. On the exhale, right knee, right elbow, and then lay that leg across the mat. Before you sink fully, check in with that back leg. Kind of sticking out to the side, try to bring it in line with the hip. Inch back, lengthen through that back thigh. Find some space here. Open the chest, drop the tail. Stay high. Come to forearms and blocks. Again, find a spot where you can soften. Full breath in. Down to the low back, down to the outer hip. One full cycle of breath. Those start to come up and out. Same way, getting out of it. Go ahead and pull the back leg up, push the floor away, find some space. Bring that back leg up and out. Take it back into a down dog. Rock the hips side to side. Circle out through that leg. Get some blood flow in it. Inhale here. Exhale back to plank. We're going to come back all the way down to our belly. So either that knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga all the way down. Rock the hips side to side, lengthen up through the tops of the legs, and we're going to come into space forward. Slide the elbows underneath the shoulder. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Again, rock, release the hips, draw the toes back, and then pull the belly button slightly in. And you pull the heart space through the shoulders. You're not sinking in, those shoulders aren't up around here. Find some length in the neck. Deep breath in. Take the right arm, we're going to do it perpendicular across the mat. Go ahead and bend back through the left leg. And see if you can grab a hold of the top of that foot. Open and peel the chest back. You're drawing that heel in towards the glute. You want to deepen a little bit more. You spin the fingertips around towards the front of the mat. Sinking and crunching into that front shoulder. And let it release nice and slowly. It'll kind of want to slingshot back. So just let it fall. Bring yourself back to center. Square off those hips and shoulders again before you do the second side. Come down, take a little pause if you like. And then left arm perpendicular to the mat. Roll the right shoulder back. Reach it back. Draw that heel in towards that. Pause for a breath. And release. Oh. Bring the head back towards the center of the mat. Go ahead and bend the legs and bring the knees out to the side a little bit. Just windshield wiper, release that low back. Kind of do some circles. Legs down, begin to bring the palms underneath the shoulders, peel yourself back up. We're going to come into a camel pose. The knees together, or not hip width distance apart. Bring your blocks along here, and I'll cue a couple degrees of hip beyond this. The first thing we want to do is, really, when we think about back bends, it's about opening up the front of the body, not about just bending the back. So think about lengthening and opening the front of the body as opposed to just doing a back bend. The first thing we want to do is roll the shoulders back, open the chest. Go ahead and bring your palms around, almost like you're putting your hands in your pocket here, and then bring those to the low back. Nice support here. As you press into that low back, press into the tops of the feet, and begin to bring the hips forward. So you're creating some space here in the front side of the body. Elbows are kind of drawn together. Pause here for a few breaths. That low back nice and supported. Do this as a series, so add on. Deep breath in. On the exhale, bring the hips back towards the heels. Bring the head down. Then slide the arms down alongside the legs. Go for grab for the back of the heels. And so you're doing a counter pose to that back. Pause here for a breath or two. When you're ready, we'll come back up. That same thing second time through. So that might be it for you. You might want to just do that back bend again. That might be enough. Otherwise, we're going to add on and go into a little bit of a deeper camel. The blocks are great here alongside the heels. So going in the same way we just did. Shoulders back, open chest. Tuck the hands kind of into that pocket. Hips forward. Lengthen the front of the body. Maybe one arm comes up. Deepen the back bend a little bit. Maybe that comes around towards the heel or the block. Second side, if you feel any pinching at all, please back off immediately. Connect with those heels or the blocks. Press out through the front of the hips a little bit more and open up the spine. Pause whenever you need to and take that counter pose where you're dropping back down. Or otherwise, stay with the breath. If you're in the full pose, in order to come out, bring the hand back to the low back. Use that support. Begin to bring yourself up and out. Take that counter stretch. Deep breath into the low back. Just let all that release. You can peel ourselves back up. Just try and roll off to the side. Take the hips where the legs fall. Time check. All right. Winding everything down. Extend out through the heels. Press the thighs down. Draw the toes back towards us. Doing those deep back bends now. Some nice forward folds for counter fold. Inhale, lift up. Find some length in the torso. And hinge and fold yourself forward. Grab for whatever you can get a hold of. Tops of the thighs, shin, maybe the toe. Take a moment, kind of rock yourself back and forth on those hips. Get in front of those sit bones. So you might find another little 1/4 inch, 2 in there. And just thinking about countering that deep back bend series. Let's do that one more time. Go ahead and drag the hands alongside. Find length in the torso. Big breath here. Lead with the crown of the head and the fingertips. Find as much length as you can before you start to fold down. One more big breath here. Let that all go. Go ahead and pull the left heel in. Options here, we're going to do a little twist series. Keep that foot to the inside of the leg. Cross it over if you'd like. Inhale to find again, lengthen the torso. Exhale, we'll begin to twist, close twist. Bringing that right hand across and then pull that thigh or the knee and thigh in towards you to sit up nice and tall before you twist back. Roll that left shoulder back. And keep that front foot flexed and active. Pause for a breath. And come back to center. Then we'll take an open twist. Bring the elbow to the inside of that thigh. Bend it. Use that leverage to twist it over the chest. Roll that right shoulder back. One more breath. And we'll release. Get crossed over, uncross. Go ahead and let that thigh roll back open. Press out through that heel. We're going to inhale, find length. And then line that sternum up right over that leg. Fold down. Getting to let everything soften, lengthen. Stay with that rhythm of breath. One more cycle here. Walk fingertips back in. Straighten the legs. Shake. And set aside. That right heel in. Cross it over if you'd like. Otherwise, heel on the inside of the thigh. Press out through that front leg. Kind of squeeze and draw that thigh in towards the ribs. Find some length here. Exhale, twist from the base of the spine, just as you need to. Then roll that back shoulder back.
Inhale, find length before you go into the floor. Breath in. So releasing, softening. Unwind. Inhale up. The whole twist. That elbow to the inside. Pull the back shoulder back. Open. Release. Move the cross to uncross. Let that thigh open up. Press out through that front leg. Find length. Rotate the sternum over the leg. Fold yourself down. Cycle of breath here. Let that go. Walk yourself back up and in. Slide that front leg or heel back in. Let's take Baddha Konasana one more time. Pull the heels in towards the pelvis as much as comfortable. Maybe blocks, maybe the thighs are starting to feel a little bit more open. Maybe not. Grab for the ankles, grab for big toes. Rock the pelvis forward. Bringing the pelvis forward, you're opening that chest, dropping down through the tail. Just pause here for a few cycles. Those inner thighs have really been talking to you today. Kind of a sore spot, or just pinching, or just feeling like, wow, these are just really short and tight. All the more reason you need to work on them more. Tend to find the things we like to do in yoga and just stick with it. So pay attention to the parts of the body that are super tight and that aren't the funnest ones to work out. All right, another breath here. Exhale, let it go. Go ahead and bring the palms underneath the thighs. Legs go long. Let's come back onto the back. Twist. Before we settle in towards the boss. All right, bring the heels back to the outer edges of the mat. Bring the arms out to a T. And then just let the knees fall to one side. Windshield wiper back and forth. Releasing and softening the low back. Do that a few times. And then let the knees fall over to the right side. Take the right ankle and place it across the top of the left knee there. That'll give a little bit of extra weight. Draw that knee down, deepen the twist. Inhale here. If you'd like to deepen the twist a little more, look over the left shoulder. You can also use that right hand across the right knee just to deepen a little bit, add a little bit more weight there. Stay for another full cycle of breath, nice and slow. Kind of lengthen out that inhale and exhale to kind of 4 and 5, 5 and 6. I like to let that exhale go maybe a second or two longer. It just gives you a little bit more space on that next breath. Release that top ankle. Bring the knees back up. Center of the hips back on the mat. And then we'll just windshield wiper a few more times side to side. When you get to the left ankle across the right knee. Maybe the gaze goes over that right shoulder. Just see where you can soften. Lengthen out that breath. Second or two longer. Go ahead and release. Release that top ankle, hips back to center. Let's take a final happy baby here. Inner thighs should be nice and open. Maybe they're nice and sore. I don't know. Put the heels up to the sky. You're like, why are you still doing this? All right, draw the knees down towards the armpits as you open up. Draw that tailbone down to the mat. Maybe a little rock side to side. Add the little Buddha smile. All right, prepare for Shavasana. So if you'd like to take a recline Savasana on your back, let the legs go long. If the bugs are really getting to you, put something over the face. If they're really getting to you, come back up and do an easy seat, Sukhasana. Wherever you can find some relaxation and just some room to settle in. Take up some space. If you're laying down, just let those ankles open up like a book. Feel that opening just travel up through the legs into the pelvis, into those inner thighs. Just begin to soften here. Let the bones be heavy. Let the flesh soften on the bones. Soften the crease in the brow, the throat, the heart space. Here for a few final moments of observation. Just notice how you feel, observing the benefits of your practice. Allow me to call you back in a few moments. All right, let's gently begin to deepen the breath. Bring sensation back into the body, subtle movements. Rocking the head side to side, wiggling fingers and toes. Go ahead and take a full body stretch if you're on your back. So slide the ankles together. Take the arms up overhead, flex and point the toes. If you're seated, you can take the arms up overhead. Maybe interlock the thumbs together. Let the fingertips go nice and wide. A big breath right into that heart space. Exhale, you can curl up into a little ball. Draw the knees in towards the chest. You're seated. Palms around for the arms around the shins. Stretch out the back. Bring the knees or the nose into the knee. Take an inhale here. If you're on the ground, go ahead and exhale, roll off to one side. Take your time and make your way up to seated position, Sukhasana, easy seat. Options there with the legs. You can have the legs out in front of you, release the hips. Wherever you can soften a little bit. Just feel the body come into alignment with the breath. Head over heart space. Heart over hips. Feel that length in your spine as the crown lifts. Feel that root in your tail on the exhale. Inhale those arms out to the sides, fingertips up to touch. Gaze up. Biggest inhale you've taken all day. Nice slow exhale. Draw that energy through the center of the body. Let the gaze come down into the heart. Take some time here. Just thank yourself. Taking time for yourself today. Some self-exploration, love, compassion, non-judgment, non-expectation. Really enjoy every moment guiding you guys through a practice. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your practice every week. Thank you for being part of this wonderful urban yoga community. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you all.